Hey everybody, Kenny here. So, with the new league, I had been very concerned about what the state of hexes were going to be with all of the changes. So I had planned to update my Occultist build in order to bring it in line with the changes once it went live. And it turns out my concerns were invalid because curses are the strongest they have ever been and are guaranteed to be nerfed after this league. So I 100% recommend playing this character. We introduce you to my Occultist 2.0 build. You can see it is very clean. I am literally running 3 skills. But let me show you how I'm running them. So I haven't really updated my gear from last time. Still wearing the same basic wands, nothing special. Still wearing the same circlet, nothing special. Same boots, nothing special. Same gloves, nothing special. Same belt, same ring, same amulet. And I still have the Praxis on. Which, once again, like the Praxis doesn't actually do anything for us anymore with the update to the build. The only real change here gear-wise was I put on this 5-link, and I'll show you why shortly. First, I want to show what skills we're using, since you can see on the bar we're only using 3. Obviously I'm using Frostblink, and I'm using Hex Blast, being supported by Unleash support. Now, I could do more with this. I could make this even more powerful. But I'm not doing this to show how strong Hex Blast is. I'm doing this to show how strong... Apologies for that. I'm doing this to show how strong hexes are now. So in this 5-link, and you don't need to do a 5-link. I'm doing this because I just want to show the ridiculousness of how this works now. So I'm running Bane, which if you haven't used it before, Bane is a damage over time skill that casts any curses you happen to have linked to it on the same piece. So I have this Bane being supported by Punishment, which is just a curse that makes it that enemies at low life take more damage. I have Despair, which makes it that enemies have reduced chaos resistance. Which actually, I think they actually changed Despair. I'm pretty sure last league Despair also made it that if you were to attack an enemy, then all of your attacks would also have chaos damage on them. So they super nerfed Despair, and I just noticed that right now as I was recording this. But, but you know, reduced chaos resistance is important since we're using Hex Blast. And Temporal Chains for, you know, slowing enemies down. And of course, I'm using all of those, being supported by Impending Doom, which means that when the curses end, Impending Doom triggers. So I have 3 hexes that get put on the enemies by Bane. And then I have Hex Blast being supported by Unleash, so that when I use Unleash, I'm casting it 3 times and just wiping out all 3 hexes at the same time. Triggering the Hex Blast effect for removing the curses and the Impending Doom effect for removing the curses. Then build-wise, mostly the same. So we still grab Energy Shield and some mana. Still grab the spell damage. I still grab the mana and health. Still went for the extra stats there. The extra energy shield, mana, and just there. But now, well, a lot of this is also still the same. The changes to all of the hex stuff, ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is amazing. So, life and mana on kill against cursed enemies. That's nice. Life on kill against cursed enemies. Huh, okay. So, pretty good for sustain there. I didn't grab this one because this one's just the mana one. And we don't care about mana. We have so much mana, it doesn't matter. All we're doing is casting Bane and Hex Blast. And then, last rites. Cursed enemies you kill are destroyed. Enemies cursed by you have 50% reduced life regeneration. Enemies you curse cannot recharge energy shield. You are now a monster against any enemy that has any kind of sustain. I grab these energy shield nodes. Fine. Extra energy shield from however much mana you have. I didn't invest too heavily in mana, so it's whatever. I grabbed it just for the extra defenses. I grabbed the extra life, extra mana. Then back up here. There's cast speed. And Defiled Forces. Refresh duration of Ignite, Chill, and Shock on enemies you curse. Removes elemental ailments when you cast a curse spell. So, I mean, I'm using Bane, which is a chaos damage spell, and it's just giving. It's just casting my curses, my punishment, despair, and temporal chains, which those aren't. Those don't deal any kind of elemental ailments, but Hex Blast does. All damage can ignite, freeze, and shock. So, originally I was going to have elemental weakness in there, which actually probably should replace punishment with it. I wanted to have punishment in there because of the extra damage against low health enemies. But it's up to you. Like if you prefer, reducing, because temporal chains obviously is that's the odd man out here, because these directly affect how much damage you're going to deal, and this one is more of you give yourself more breathing room, which I really like having more breathing room. That's why right here, actually no, I just grabbed the extra chance to ignite, shock, freeze, and poison. But on this one, I grabbed the enemies you curse are hindered to reduce their movement speed, further enhancing temporal chains, because I like having slower enemies. But if you want to remove temporal chains, if you want to try this out and remove temporal chains for elemental weakness, that would probably be better, because it would increase the likelihood that you are going to trigger the ignite, freeze, or shock when Hex Blast goes off. But personally, like I said, I prefer to slow the enemies down. But that's there. Then we head down this way, and this is pretty much the same. So curse duration, increase effect of curses. But now this increases the level of all your curse skills by 2. Which is huge. Huge, huge, huge. Head down this way. Then down here, we have this new little one here. And this gives you increased effect of your curses. And and it reduces the effect of curses on you, which is nice. And then here's the big one. Real big change out here. So this one used to be, I think there were like 5 nodes here before. that were for curse effect and for the extra curse. But now, actually, curse effect, curse duration, and the extra curse. But now, you still have the increased effect of the curses. You still have the increased area effect of curses. You have the increased duration. But in the inner circle there, along with your curses having increased cast speed, which, you know, like that doesn't really matter too much. You also have, if you don't want to do the build this way, if you're going for a different type of curse build, you can now also reduce your mana, your curse mana reservation efficiency. They have 2 nodes in there specifically for that. And then, of course, Whisper's Doom, so you can apply additional curses. So having that and these mean that you're very likely to be able to run 2 curse auras if you want. And for the mastery there, non-cursed enemies you inflict non-aura curses on are blinded for 4 seconds. Because once again, I like having the ability to keep enemies from being able to hit me. But, you know, but you're right across from here, which lets you grab that mana reservation efficiency right there. The one out here, I don't know if this is viable anymore for that. I guess, yeah. It doesn't say non-curse aura, so you can still go out here and increase the efficiency that way, which between this and that one, you'd be able to probably run 3 curse auras if you wanted, and do some kind of like melee occultist build, which would be neat. But like, that's not what I went for, but you know, that is a possibility now. And the piece de resistance, the thing that makes this so good, is that GGG are full of shit. GGG went and they were like, hey, you know what? You remember Profane Bloom? Nah. You can't have that anymore. We're not going to make it that you can use Profane Bloom to be able to hexproof enemies. No. All that's going to do, you hex an enemy, they die, they have 50% chance to explode the quarter of their life as chaos damage. Piddly shit. Who cares? But now we have Unholy Authority. Now, they combined giving you an extra hex and making it that you can hexproof enemies. They doubled down and made hexes outrageously powerful if you're playing an Occultist. Occultist is the build for this league. Play Occultist right now. And now, I'll head out to the beach and show it in action. Hey there. I'm not even going to bother fighting you, because my Bane does everything for me. My Bane is all the... Oh, except you. You actually need... die with Hex Blast. Hey there, everybody. Bye-bye. Goodbye. So sad. Go away. Don't need you. Something with some oomph, please. Once again, this character is wearing trash. Like this, even this armor, this 5-link here, this is trash armor. At this point in the game, that's trash armor. Everything this character is wearing is trash and doesn't matter. But it is a powerhouse. This is ridiculous. I mean, I still... like, in terms of visual spectacle, I still prefer the way that I had this character set up before with all of the spell stingers, because I think that's a fun way to play a character. But Like I want because of all the changes, I wanted to focus specifically on the hexes, just to show like at its, at its like most specialized form, how effective are hexes now, and they are stupidly effective. They are so damn good. Hexes are the best now. And before, like I said, that like I felt that my hex blast build before was the highest damage build that I had. And so like, and this is just beyond. This is ridiculous now. If you had a, and with the new support gems that they added for this league for hexes. Now, I don't recommend the Cursed Ground. Cursed Ground, I did a lot of testing with it. It's not worth it. Like the purpose that it serves is that when you're using Cursed Ground, like you could, like if you know that enemies are right off the screen and they're about to charge you, then you can like put it down and like run away, and then they'll all get cursed, and then you can just go and go and then use your Hex Blast on them, maybe. Like it's a weird way to play it, and I don't recommend it. What I do recommend though is Hex Bloom. Right here, Hex Bloom. So Hex Bloom makes it that when the enemies die, they pass their curses on to an enemy within their range. So obviously losing Impending Doom is very bad, but I want to show, go find a larger group and show this in action. Hey everybody. You can see for a build like this, like Hex Bloom is crazy. Like to me, like I feel that like like the ultimate form of this is you have your 3 curses from going for Glittering Runes, I believe is the name. No, Whispers of Doom. Glittering Runes was something else. So I believe that like the ultimate form of this is you get Whispers of Doom, you get Unholy Authority. So you can Bane, use Bane to drop down 3 curses on an enemy. Oh, an important thing about Bane, and I should have prefaced this when I was still in town. So if you, here we go. So I have this lower level Bane here to show that if I were to replace the Bane I'm running right now with that, then this would not be as effective. Find an enemy. There we go. You can see that we're not doing all of our curses now. We only have 2 curses down. And the reason for that is that the way Bane works, you only are able to support gems that are of the same level or lower than Bane. So, like, always make sure that you're looking at the required level of Bane and making sure that you're never leveling up your gems to be at a higher required level than your Bane currently is, or else you will lose the ability to run all of your curses with Bane. Yeah, but Profane Bloom, very cool. Oh. Yeah, like you want to be careful with these areas. I've mentioned this in a different another video. Like these guys, and I was hoping that with with the new league that it wouldn't be as bad, but it's still really bad. Like these guys specifically, the ones with the like the ones that can like launch the ice, the ice rain thing. Like they suck. Like those guys will always suck because not only do their attacks chill you and potentially freeze you, but they crit like nobody's business. Like unless you are set up to not get crit, like you have all of the reduce yeah, you have all of the reduce critical damage by 30% here and there, or the one where you reduce critical damage. Well, no. So all of those, and the one where you reduce critical damage when you curse an enemy. Like with all of those, like these guys still do ridiculous damage. See that? Like because they stun you. Each of those hits stuns you. They chill you. They freeze you. And they crit like crazy. Yeah. So be very careful with all of these guys, because they can and will wreck you. And I'm still using the wrong Bane. I forgot that I was showing that you shouldn't use a lower level Bane. And got myself killed because I was using a lower level Bane. That is funny. Oh, and I forget if I brought up when I was in town about why it is that I have Hex Blast being supported by Unleash. The way that the change that they made to Impending Doom and Hex Blast is that it no longer they no longer purge all of the curses. They only purge a single curse to deal their damage. They deal their extra damage. So if you are running a setup like this, where you are running 3 curses, then casting Hex Blast 3 times in a row is going to be very effective. Because you are clearing all 3 curses at the same time and dealing the maximum possible damage using Hex Blast. That's the reason that I have it set up that way. But like I said, like the Hex Blast wasn't... Well, I mean, obviously, the Hex Blast is a very large part of how we're dealing our damage. But, again, the main thing is to show that if you want to do a Hex build, it is, bar none, like the easiest to put together build in the game now. Like easily the easiest to put together. I'm wearing nothing of value. Like if this was a 4-link instead, it would still be very effective, even with just running Bane with 2 with 2 curses and Hex Bloom, or Bane with 3 curses and no other support. It would still be very effective if I was to be running it that way. And like I said, none of this is doing anything of value. Like we have this, which gives us increased spell damage, and we're getting extra lightning damage to spells, extra flat lightning damage to spells. Which actually that is actually a pretty good one. But like this one increased spell damage, and that's basically all we're getting out of this one. This isn't a good wand, but you know, but that was the goal of what I wanted to show here. That this is a ridiculously easy to put together build that, you know, like, you are guaranteed to have all the components you need for it, you know, by the time you're in part 2. Which, did the game just crash? What happened? There we go. Yep, that's the updated build. I really hope that you all get a chance to try this out during this league before GGG nerfs it to hell, because they are guaranteed to do it, because this is way too strong. Anyways, that's going to be it for me. If you enjoyed this video, appreciate doing all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all next time.